Hey guys, welcome to my channel, Obvious Matter. Today, we are going to talk about brain fog. You know that feeling when your mind feels like it's wading through thick fog? When simple decisions suddenly feel impossibly heavy and you can't quite grab hold of a clear thought. When you're sitting there, staring at a book or into space and it's like your brain just won't cooperate? If you've been experiencing this mental cloudiness, also known as brain fog, the scattered feeling where focus slips through your fingers, no matter how hard you try to concentrate, you are not alone. And more importantly, there's something you can do about it tonight. Yeah, you heard it right, tonight. Mental fog is incredibly common, especially when life gets busy or emotionally heavy. It's your brain's way of signaling that it needs something. It's important to mention this here. If your brain fog is persistent or comes with other concerning symptoms, it's worth checking in with a healthcare professional. But for many of us, brain fog is less about a medical condition and more about how we're processing, or rather not processing, our daily experiences. Today, I want to share with you a surprisingly simple practice that can help clear that mental haze. It's something I've been doing for years, and honestly, it's changed how I experience my own thoughts. We're going to talk about why brain fog happens, what your brain actually needs to clear it, and a free, accessible way you can start feeling sharper by tomorrow morning. Here's what most people don't realize about brain fog. Your experiences throughout the day, all those conversations, moments, interactions, little frustrations, they're like meals for your mind. And just like food, if you don't digest them properly, they sit heavy. You feel mentally bloated, sluggish, unclear. You'll recognize this as those thoughts you don't want that keep replaying in your mind. The emotions you'd rather not feel, but they keep lingering in the background. The situations you can't stop looping over in your mind's eye, analyzing them from every angle but never quite resolving them. A few days of these loops, let alone a few weeks, and your energy drains. Your clarity blurs. That background mental noise just gets cranked up louder and louder until it's almost impossible to think straight. So here's the thing. To digest these experiences and unwind these loops, your brain needs two specific things. First, movement. Not sitting, not lying down scrolling. Actual physical movement. Second, expression. Not bottling it all up and expecting these loops to magically disappear on their own. Walking provides your brain with the movement it craves. Speaking out loud to yourself provides the expression. And before you think this sounds too simple or too strange, let me tell you why this actually works. In the late 1980s, an American psychologist named Dr. Francine Shapiro was walking through her local park when she accidentally discovered something fascinating. The more she walked, naturally allowing her eyes to gaze at whatever was around her, the less distressing her thoughts and memories seemed to feel. She was so intrigued that she researched this further. Applying her scientific background to this observation, she developed a form of therapy called EMDR, eye movement desensitization and reprocessing. And it took the psychological world by storm. What Dr. Shapiro showed is that when you move your eyes horizontally while recalling a distressing thought or memory, you actually reduce the activity in your brain's fear circuits. This frees up mental space for your brain and nervous system to do their natural healing work, which is to process heavy psychological material. Like all those undigested experiences we talked about. Here's the beautiful part. You don't need to see an EMDR therapist to benefit from this. Your eyes naturally make these same movements when you go for a walk. Think about it. When you're walking, you're not staring fixedly at one point. Your eyes naturally gaze around, taking in trees, cars, buildings, people. And this natural eye movement allows your brain to do that healing, digestive work. So here's what I want you to try tonight. Go for a walk around your block, and as you start walking, start talking to yourself out loud. I know this is probably going to feel awkward at first. It definitely did for me. You might ramble a bit, jump between half-formed thoughts, pause mid-sentence, then suddenly switch to something else. It can feel messy and kind of chaotic, and that's completely normal. Just let whatever's on your mind come out. Don't try to organize it yet. If you're worried about other people thinking you're weird for talking to yourself, I get it. I worried about the same thing. Here are 2 solutions. 1, you don't have to speak so loud that others hear you. Just speak at a volume that's comfortable for you. And if someone walks past, just pause your thought and stop talking for a moment. The better solution I've discovered recently? Put in your earbuds and act as if you're on a phone call. In reality, there's nobody on the other end, but to everyone else, you're just having a conversation. Now, the question is, what should you actually talk about? Speak about whatever is weighing on your mind. Maybe it's a half-finished conversation with a colleague or your boss, something you wish you'd said something differently, a moment that's been replaying in your head on loop. You know what you need to talk about better than anyone. You know what's sitting heavy on your mind and your soul right now. The key is to speak as if you're talking to a really good friend, someone who's offering you open ears and genuine listening. No judgment, just space to process. And here's an important tip. Don't try to be rational or logical when you're first speaking your emotions out. The more you plan what to say, the less effective this will be. Think of it like a free therapy session where you're just speaking your heart out without filters. Let it be messy. Let it be unfiltered. So, now the question is, how will you know this is actually helping? And the answer is, you'll feel different. Lighter. Like everything is falling into perspective. Mental fog doesn't lift all at once, but you'll notice your thoughts starting to untangle. That heaviness begins to ease. There's actually a psychological framework that explains why this works so well called the chimp paradox. Your brain operates in 2 main modes. The emotional, impulsive part, sometimes called the chimp, and the calm, logical part, the human. The tricky thing is that the emotional part is much stronger. When it's fired up, you can't just reason it away. Logic doesn't calm it down right away, but expression does. When you're stuck in anger, jealousy, or endless rumination, that's usually your emotional brain running the show. You have to give it space to vent for a few minutes, and once it settles naturally through expression, your rational side can step in and make sense of things. If you're interested in how I do this, here's my protocol. I usually walk for 30 minutes before bed and talk about whatever comes to mind. This helps me check in with myself and clear out any mental clutter. Also, if you do this at night like I do, you'll likely sleep like a baby. So, when your thoughts start to get heavy and your emotions start to linger longer than they should, you now have something at your disposal that you can use for free anytime you want. The mental clarity you're looking for is only a walk and talk away. If this resonated with you, feel free to leave a comment below. I'd love to know if you'll try this. Subscribe if you want more content like this. And if you know someone who's been struggling with brain fog, please share this with them.